women who are listening who are in a similar cycle of one of those, because they're all very similar, um, love to hear alternatives of what they should be doing. You know, those who are coming to a head where they're looking around, kind of like you did, and they're like, wait a minute, this is not working for me. And they're looking for some advice, they're looking for some inspiration on how to do it differently. What would you say you do now? I'm sure that, life is good, but I'm sure you still get in arguments. I'm sure you still get stressed with work. I'm sure you have an 8-month-old baby. I'm sure that there's all the motherhood angst that comes with that. So what do you do now is before instead of flying?
Now I face it. I don't know if that's an option, but that's what I'm doing. So I have to make sure I take time for myself every day, even if it's just 10 minutes. I need to do a check-in. Hey, how's it going? How you doing? What do you need? And then if some sort of strong emotion arises, for example, I get irritated or something, I don't engage with that right away. For example, if I'm irritated with my husband, I say, I'm irritated. I need a minute. Then I go take a minute. I don't respond to whatever's happening. I need to go take a minute and figure out why am I irritated? Because at the heart of it, I'm reacting to something. And it's probably not what we're talking about. It's probably something buried deep that has nothing to do with him or whoever it is. So take a minute. That problem or whatever it is will still be there later. So just put it on pause for a minute and go talk to yourself. Make sure you really are discussing this and you're not reacting to something that happened before. Like it's hard for us to trust people when we've been in toxic relationships. Well, that's not their fault. That's what we went through. So we need to take a minute and check in and maybe set some boundaries with ourselves too.
Yeah.
Yep.
How does for instance, your partner react when you do say that you need to take a minute?
Yeah, go ahead. It's not like he's giving permission. It's just, like it's a thing. It's not a conversation. And that really helped with before we got married is having a lot of communication because I was jaded. I said, look, we can get married, but we can get divorced. And I'm not going to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. What are your views on politics, religion? I laid it all out. So it wasn't, plug your nose, cover your eyes, no. We were in our 30s. We'd both been married before. It's just like, are we doing this or what? This is who I am. Who are you? How can we be best friends? That's it. Yeah. We're best friends. It's not a weird dynamic.
I love how you're doing that with the covering your eyes and your mouth thing, because that is a thing. I see that so much where there's this nervousness to speak.
It's crippling. It's crippling until it's not.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of if you let it get to the point where you're just screaming, I can't do this anymore. Usually it's like a death experience, or like me, my brain would shut off and I'd have a full seizure. I didn't know what was happening. So I thought, what is really important at the end of the day? And that really strengthened my resolve to treat myself with respect. But you shouldn't have to let it get to that point. I hope. I hope we're helping other women. Yes.
Yeah. When you say what's important at the end of the day, what does that mean to you?
To me, it means, what am I doing here? What do I want with my life? What am I doing here? That's it. Ask yourself, what are you doing here? And if you're saying, well, I'm working and I need to make money and I need to, okay, but what do you really want? What feels right? Because you can't lie to yourself. At the end of the day, you can't lie to yourself. So if you ask yourself, you don't have an answer, just keep asking. Every day, ask yourself, what do I want? What am I doing? What do I want to do? And it's like, well, what if I, okay, just find an answer. You don't have to do anything today. Just figure out what you want. Otherwise, you're never going to get there.